Okay, welcome everybody to our current discussion of the Digital Marketing Masterclass. We are here with Alex from Nine Stone and Josh from VoiceBox and myself, and we are talking today about top line growth for businesses, bottom line growth, and sort of combining those two things. So let's jump in and let's start with. We like to break this into sections. So first way we're going to talk about this topic is defining and aligning top line growth strategies. Let's give it a go, guys.
Yeah,
Who wants
so
to go
I'll
first?
I'll kind of jump in, Aaron. I appreciate the introduction and getting a chance to talk with you and Alex. So, really from a top line standpoint, in my experience, working with a lot of different brands, whether it's startups all the way to big Fortune 50 brands, from the top line standpoint, it always really kind of comes down to what it is from, let's say, technology that's really important for us to, for the company to really operate well, to be able to get out and start using their sales and marketing engines effectively, and to be able to not only talk to or get interest from their target audiences that they're wanting as customers or clients, but the way that they use technology, they communicate their brand experiences, the way that that helps to move forward and to be successful at that. A lot of times, what you see is there is such a mix of ways to go about doing things. And I would say that there's not one way to do it. There is a lot of ways to approach, acquiring customers. You have to meet them in person, meet them when they're available, online or, in different ways. And so I think that process moves and that's okay. But I think trying to find the efficiencies so that how much you're spending to do that, because it can be very expensive, especially when you're starting to go to conferences and there's travel involved and you've got multiple people across the US or even globally trying to do this acquisition work and talking to new customers. And I think that trying to understand how to manage that effectively is always something that businesses wrestle with. And so when we talk about top line, growth, how can we do it efficiently and work with our clients, the three of us, to really help them understand where there's overlap or maybe other ways of improving what we're trying to achieve from a business objective. Hey, we need X number of new clients every month, if we're a SaaS organization, to be able to, actually have X number of active customers so that, again, the churn is reduced and we're growing, in a sustainable fashion. So what does that take to be able to help support that? And that's kind of some of the areas, that we kind of talk about when it comes to top line growth.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, when I think about top line growth, obviously it's growing revenue, it's growing sales. I can't help but have the book Get Big Fast, the Amazon book,
Right.
in my mind, where they weren't concerned about the bottom line, which we'll discuss later. In fact, they were unprofitable for, I don't know, you guys might remember, but maybe
Forever.
out of 10 or 13, 14 years or something,
Yep.
they didn't turn a profit. But the interesting notion is they were trying to grow, but they were trying to do it at a certain velocity.
Right.
And I think what's important uh, for brands to realize is that uh, there are others out there trying to do what they're doing, and there is a time element to it. And if you take too conservative of an approach to it and think I'm just going to slowly
Right.
develop things internally, all those things that to cover off, Josh, some of the things you're saying, the branding, and there's all these different channels that it's a complex multi-touch world, and you kind of got to build out your brand voice across those channels. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go slowly, and we're going to develop all that in house because it costs money and everything. And we're going to do this very frugally. Well, you might lose the race because your competitors, if they're going at a faster velocity, and if
Right.
they're
Yep.
actually tapping into experts like like the three of us are expert in our areas, and we come together to be a full package of services that are turnkey in a way for them. They can just tap into us. We've got over 20 years of experience each, and our teams do as well. And it's kind of like you can get that velocity. Don't be afraid to go out to a team like ourselves that we know what we're doing. We can hit the ground running, so you can focus on other aspects of their business.